name is Tirath and I had a part in Subira.
Hi, my name is Tirath Padam and I play the lead male character in Subira, the feature film.
Excellent. So, Tirath, one of the things that I wanted to know, and I'm sure the audience wants to know, is how did you hear about this film? You know, and what is it about the film that made you want to be part of it?
So I actually was on an acting workshop the week before auditions.
Okay.
And there was a silent scout at the acting workshop who asked me to go and meet a director,
right,
who is Subira.
Right.
And I went on 5 auditions for this film.
5 auditions?
5 auditions. Every time going home thinking, I gave it all, but I just hope I have it.
Right.
And yeah, 5 auditions later, it was a very nonchalant thing. It was, yes. I think you have the role.
Oh, great.
And that's how it went.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. And what about the story? Tell me about the story that made you interested in being part of it and doing these 5 auditions.
So, I mean, my initial meeting with Sippy was, it was quite interesting because she immediately, you know, gave me a brief of the story, which she had been developing for 9 years.
Wow.
And she talked about the story with so much passion and said that it related to her personal story so much. And when she explained the character of Tofiq, who I play in the film, I could relate to him in the way that his dynamic with his father comes to play.
Okay.
I have a very strong connection with my father.
Right.
And it's never been a smooth ride with my father.
Right.
But I know that he is there as a presence in my life.
Right.
So that struck me about Tofiq.
Yes.
It's like his father is also present in his life.
Right.
And it's a challenging relationship, but it is present. And that's the one thing that got me like, you know what, I see myself as Tofiq and I want to give this a try.
Excellent. And you know, the other thing about this film that for me is really interesting is, okay, it's set in a Muslim community in Kenya at the coast.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What was that like for you? That particular story?
That's a very interesting question because I personally am of Sikh descent. I'm in no way linked to Islam, the faith and culture. But I looked at this character and I was like, he's got this facet to him that, and I know for those part of the Islamic faith, devotion to the faith is very important.
Right.
And that was the first initial step to preparing for Tofiq.
Right. Right.
Before even his relationships and dynamics came into play, I needed to learn how to be a devoted Muslim boy.
Right.
That's how I needed to be.
And you know, I think another thing that is really that stands out for me, and you know, I talked to Sippy Chada, the originator, the director of this whole project, and she said to me, you know, quite recently, she says, "Oh my goodness, it's actually an inter-ethnic relationship."
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because there's this the young woman that you have this relationship with is Muslim, also from the coast of Kenya, and she's Swahili.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you are more, you know, and you know, this is the richness of this country.
Yes.
That you are not, you come from a different place, but you're both from the coast, and you know you're able to have this relationship. So tell me a little bit about that, the ethnic angle.
You know, it's fascinating because I mean Kenya is so diverse as it is. We've got so many communities, so many cultures within the country. I'm from, you know, Indian descent in origin. Of course, Brenda Wairimu, who plays Subira, is of Swahili origin. And in the past few years, we've also been seeing in our Kenyan culture a lot of intermarriages happening.
Right.
A lot of cultures mixing. So it's nice to see a relationship like that come forward on the
Right.
screen
Right.
because it's relatable to our current state as well.
Right.
We've got these intermarriages happening, and we've got this mix of cultures happening.
But it's still controversial, isn't it?
Oh, very.
It's still
much.
you know, a hot potato. Yeah.
Very much controversial.
Yeah.
In fact, you've got a few times in the papers as well where you have stories about intermarriages that have raised a lot of concern as well. So I think it's raising awareness also for something silently, which
Right.
we are yet to see happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think also that the story isn't about that. It's a love story.
Exactly.
You know, and you know, just say a little bit about that, because it doesn't stand out
Yeah.
as a big part,
Yeah.
and yet it's like in the background, right? But tell me a little bit about the love story.
I think Subira's story is timeless. I think it has such a timeless quality to it that no matter who you are in the world, you'll be able to relate to that story.
Right.
It's so simple in its thread that it's just timeless, and the timeless factor is love in
Right.
the story.
Right.
It's love from a mother, love
Right.
from a father,
Right.
love from a husband, and love for, you know, the person who you feel a spiritual connection to.
Great.
That's I think one of the ethos ideas in the film.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is really deep, and I think we're going to stop there because
I think
that was just great. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sita.
Thank you so much.
It's always a
and I'm
pleasure.
so excited to watch you progress. In fact, let us not stop there. Let us continue. I've just realized that. Okay, so you tell me a little bit about your journey as an actor. You're an actor in Kenya. I think most people are surprised that you would choose such a career in this country. So tell me a little bit about your journey.
So I went into acting right out of high school. I did apply to a drama school, but for some reason I didn't get in.
Okay.
And I rolled onto acting with stage initially. Did musicals, did a few straight plays for the past 3 years in Kenya. It started off as I really feel passionate about acting.
Right.
And I want to do everything I can to get into it. And slowly I got stage projects with some great companies that I've worked with.
Right.
And they were companies that were taking me on as quote unquote a professional.
Right.
Before even I was a professional.
Right.
And very easily it turned into work. Because, you know, you're signing contracts, you are speaking to directors,
Right.
you are prepping for a role,
Right.
and you've got an audition coming.
Right.
So as much as it seems like it's not a niche community we have in Kenya, it is there in our country.
It's excellent. And what did your parents say about this choice of yours?
Well, since
Because in your community, you know, becoming an actor is not the first thing that you want your child to do, right?
you're very right. In fact, a lot of young Asian boys, Indian boys, or young men are into industries that their families have been in for years.
Right.
Industries like, you know, technical work and, you know, business and finance and all of that, and it's very true in our country. It's a
Right.
stereotype and it's very true.
Yes.
But since the age of 4, my parents have always supported my passion and deep want for being in the limelight. It started off as me at home with a radio set,
Right.
dancing in
Okay.
the living room.
In the living room.
And
Yeah, I think we have similar backgrounds.
we
I have that thing as well
That
with my
thing,
parents. Yes. Yes. In the limelight.
Exactly.
Yes.
And even home videos, you know, you've always got home videos, and I'm sure so many people have home videos. And the one thing I am doing in all my home videos is doing a dance performance. That's what I'm doing at the age of 4. So my parents have been very, very supportive. But I think also performance in the Indian Asian culture it's something that's celebrated.
Okay. Fantastic. Yes.
Bollywood films.
Yes. Let's remember that.
You know, just our culture as Indians, we've got dance and festivities as part of everything, even part of prayer.
Right.
So it's something that is celebrated at a bigger scale.
Right.
When it comes to a career path, it's not taken seriously because there's the norm that it doesn't pay well enough.
Right.
But they've been very supportive throughout.
Excellent. Well,
Very supportive.
That's really
Very
encouraging to.
In fact,
hear.
sorry to cut you short, but
Yes.
in fact, my father has been my critic, my biggest critic.
Okay.
He watches films, you know, he watches more films than anyone I know.
Right.
And he is the person who's always been pointing out, you can do this better.
Mm.
I watched this in this film, this is very similar, so let's see how you can work on that.
Oh my.
So they've actually been my backbone.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's really
Not to
good.
sound too emotional, but
okay. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank you for being so open and having a wonderful conversation. And I can't wait for the premiere of Subira.
neither can I.
Yeah?
Neither can I.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.